Hey everyone, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Brandon.
And this is Fish or Price Ranch. Everyone, welcome back. I'm Sarah with Fish or Price Ranch. First off, please don't forget to subscribe and like this video. I'm going to be doing an update on the rabbits, and I found a surprise. Right, you guys, so here's an update. So we've got Miss Steele, who had the two babies, and they are growing like weeds. So this one is a boy. Yeah, hi. And then the black one here is a little girl. Look at that pudgy face. They're so cute. We're going to be keeping both of them for our project. We did already rebreed mom. Two babies don't tend to pull any weight off of the does. As you can see, she's still very, very fat. And so anyway, we did rebreed her to the same buck. Hi, sweetheart. Yeah, you're a good girl. So we'll be expecting another litter out of her in a couple of weeks. And then this doe here, Miss Gray, she is about almost 3 weeks pregnant. So we're hoping to have babies before the end of the month by her. She is bred by Inuyasha. She's the one that killed her litter last time. So we're hoping she does better this time. All right, next up we have Serena. Now Serena is our purebred Flemish, and she loves her box. Hey, sweetheart. And so she is bred, and I'd say she's almost 2 weeks along if she's pregnant. And she is bred by our registered Flemish Everest. So these will be purebred babies. All right, next is our grow out pen, Kikyo. She's the one that had a bunch of the tricolor and the harlequin babies. So we have the does in here, but I did end up with a new rabbit. And I will talk to you guys a little bit toward the end of this video about what we are adding into our Giant Rex project. But these are the two girls that Kikyo had that are still available if anybody's interested in a couple of registered Rex does. But this girl here, she's very skittish, but she is a satin, and we just named her Miss Satin. But anyway, so this breed is a meat breed, but their coat, as you could tell, is very shiny. It looks glossy in the sunlight, and so we wanted to add the glossiness into our Giant Rex. So we'll keep you guys updated on that, but that is this cage. This cage here, these are all of our boys. We have Mr. Otterton in here, and Cal. Cal has already bred his doe. Mr. Otterton bred our satin doe. So we're crossing, I guess I can explain it now instead of at the end. So we're crossing the Rex fur, that really short velvety fur, with the satin to make a glossy Rex coated rabbit. And then also adding in the giant, so that way we get the bigger size. So that's kind of what we're working toward. They are called Reza rabbits, is the project other people are working on. So that's, if you guys want to Google that, you can. There are not very many photos of what they look like. I only know of one farm that's been doing it. So anyway, you guys can look that up and see kind of what we're working towards. So we do have another satin that will be coming to the farm at some point. We're just trying to get transport for him. So anyway, Cal bred Miss Sandy for her next litter. We're going to actually go ahead, and I had already planned on processing him today. I moved him back, and he did get attacked by the other buck that was in here, who we just sold, and so he does, his other eye is bit, and so the eyeball itself is fine, but the eyelid above it is injured. I'm not really going to worry about it because he's already on the chopping block for today, so we're going to get that done here shortly. Next is Inuyasha. He is our pedigreed rabbit Rex, and he's the one that bred Miss Gray, so we're hoping for a better outcome this time. And then it'll be nice colors. And then here's Everest. He's our purebred Flemish. He's the one that bred our other purebred Flemish doe. He's such a lush. Look at him. Yeah, you're a sweet boy. So he's a fawn color. We also bred Everest to the next doe I'm about to show you. So the next doe is Kikyo. She's the one that had the litter of the Harlequins, and then I went ahead and moved her daughter that we're keeping. We decided to hold on to her and use her in our project because I love her colors, and she's the tricolor there. So, all right, I want to explain to you a little bit about Kikyo. All right, so what we did is we had bred Kikyo, I'm going to say about 7 weeks ago. And that was to Everest right here, this guy, our Flemish, and she didn't take. We waited and waited till after her due date, she didn't take. So we bred her again, and then we waited a couple weeks, and I, palpated her to feel for babies, and I didn't feel anything. So I put her back with him about a week or so ago, so maybe it's been longer than 7 weeks. Anyway, and she bred, so I put down that date. Well, this morning, let me back up a little bit. Ever since we bred her that first time, I'm gonna say 2 months ago, I guess, she immediately started building a nest, pulling hair, and I just left it just in case, I wasn't thinking. She kept building a nest almost every day for she's been doing this for the whole time. So almost 2 months she keeps building a nest, pulling a little bit of hair, whatever. So I just, for a while I kept checking the nest, but nothing, she never pulled enough hair. So anyway, I kind of ignored it. I moved her in with her daughters for a little bit because I needed to borrow this cage that she's currently in. And she built a nest in there, did the same thing. So I always made sure there was plenty of hay, but nothing ever came of it. So then we finally sold off a couple rabbits, and so I moved her back into her own pen, but I moved her daughter with her that way because they were already bonded, and I knew that when she did have babies eventually, the daughter should be fine. I've done that before, and it worked out okay. So anyway, I moved him back. Immediately she started building a nest again. So anyway, I went in there today, and I found babies. And I just bred her, like I said, like a week or so ago, and she bred. She lifted and everything. I've never had a doe do that. Normally, if they're pregnant, they will not lift. They'll growl or lunge or bite at the buck, and immediately I pull out the doe or the buck, whoever I moved over. So we never, have any problems. But for whatever reason, she lifted and he bred her successfully. And so anyway, but we have 2 babies. So we talked about the feed issue that we've had. We've been having tiny litters if they take. So this is a result of before we had done the feed switch. So obviously we only got 2 babies again. But we recently bred quite a few of the rabbits a week or a week and a half after the new feed. So those ones that are still pregnant, those will be after the feed change, except for the first cage, Miss Steel and Miss Gray. They were bred before the feed change. But Serena the Flemish, Miss Sandy, and Kaede, we'll see her in a minute. They're all bred after the feed change, so if we get bigger litters and they take the first time, then we know that the new feed is working. So anyway, let me show you the babies. All right, so this is what I came out to basically, and I saw movement in the hair, and I was like, oh my goodness. And so it was a good thing I feed all the rabbits, a big handful of hay. So she used whatever hay I gave for the last couple days, and she made a nest with it and then pulled extra hair because apparently I didn't give her enough hay, right, Mom? So anyway, she's got 2 babies in there by Everest right there. And we have one that looks just like him and one that looks very similar to her, the Harlequin color. So let's go ahead and show you our little babies. Look at that. Isn't that cute? And so the color of their hair has already come in. So I'm going to say they're at least 2 days old, maybe 3. So I don't know their exact birth date, but I did check in here when Crystal from Rockin' JC's goat farm was over. So I'm going to call her and find out what day she was here when I showed her that Kikyo is making a nest, and then I'll kind of know about how old they are. But I'm going to say they're at least 2 days old. 3 at the most. So that was our surprise. Let's keep going. I've got 3 more cages to show you. So this cage, we have 3 pens in, and this is Kana. This is her litter. We actually traded Kana for that satin doe I showed you guys. And then we went ahead and pulled the only doe out of this litter, and I moved her. Because of our situation, we didn't have enough cage space at the moment. I didn't know where to put the one doe, and so I asked Miss Sandy down here at the end if she would allow her to be with her 5 babies, and she was okay with it. But these guys are going to be moved over into the grow out pen. We're going to pull the 3 does and get them moved over, but that way these guys have some more space. Huh, buddy? And then this cage is Kaede, and she is bred to a buck that we borrowed. He's a pure Flemish. She didn't take the last time we borrowed him, so we borrowed him again after the feed change, so we're hoping we have better luck this time. All right, and our last and final cage is Miss Sandy with her litter, and they're about 6 weeks old now, and she just got bred a couple days ago. And here is the little doe from Kana's litter that Miss Sandy was very nice enough to allow her to stay in here. She's basically the same size, so it worked out pretty good. But this is her litter. They're all getting really big. Obviously, we're keeping this doe from Kana's litter. We'll be keeping a buck as well. We haven't decided yet. We're going to be keeping this white doe with the Rex fur, and we're going to be keeping Magnum is what I called him because he's a magpie. We're going to be keeping this buck, and then this buck with the Rex fur we're also going to be holding on to for our Giant Rex project. I love what she's producing, so we already bred her to Cal, and then I'm probably going to hold on to her for one more litter before we move her along because we can't keep everybody. And this one here, this little doe, is traded for the lady that let me borrow her Flemish to breed Kaede. So that's kind of where we're sitting. All right, you guys, so that's the update on the rabbits. I will keep you posted. We have a bunch of them due starting at the end of the month, but probably the next videos that you guys are going to see are going to be baby goats. So we're only 8 days away before we start having baby goats, so we'll probably do an update video on them when they're only a couple days away and talk about what we're expecting, and then we'll have a ton of birthing videos. So stay tuned. Thank you guys so much.